How do you start to become a vegan? Where do you start if you want to go plant-based? Hi guys and welcome. My name is Jay Rose, Singing Vegan Mum, and this week we are looking at how do you start to become a vegan? Where do you start if you want to go plant-based? And guess what? I'm going to be busting a couple of myths as well while I'm here. Now before I carry on, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Let me know what you think about this video. Let's get into it. How do you get into this plant-based vegan thing? That seems to be very popular these days. First of all, yes, it's very popular these days, but you know what? Plant-based diets have been going on for centuries and centuries. Asian communities, African communities, the Caribbean communities, Rastas have been plant-based for a long time. In Jamaica, the Rastas call it aital, and they talk about not eating anything that can look right back at you. So plant-based diets are not a fad, and it's not a new thing. Okay, so another thing, if you're going to go plant-based, take it easy. Take it easy. You don't have to do it all at once. Listen, it is a marathon, not a sprint. And I say this because your cupboard and your fridge and your freezer may be still full of meat-based products. So take it easy. Find a way, either work your way through it or give it away. Take your time, eat it even, and start looking at how you add more plant-based things in your cupboard and fridge. Okay, so that's number one. Take it easy. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And if you do fall off the wagon, jump back on again. Number two, instead of jumping all the way into being plant-based, why don't you just choose 1 or 2 days a week? Some people do this plant-based Friday thing or plant-based Monday thing, and that's the day where you just eat plant-based food, yeah? You'll decide to maybe have a smoothie in the morning or porridge. Lunchtime you'll have a salad with lots of beans and falafel, and at dinner you might replace your chili con carne with soya and tofu and walnuts. Okay, so that is number 2, right? Okay, so keep up with the counting, because me and the counting. Okay, number 3. Number 3 is add more vegetables to your diet. Okay, so the government guidelines are 5 fruits and veg a day. And guess what? That is still very, very low. You should actually be eating at least 10 fruits and veg a day. Now you might feel that's like a full-time job, but there are easy ways to get your fruit and your veg into your diet. Is soups, smoothies and salads. Especially smoothies, they're really, really easy. You pack it all in, you zhuzh it all up. Get yourself a lovely blender, there's loads on the market, and just go for it. Give yourself a little goal that every morning you'll have smoothie. Now I say smoothie rather than juices. When you have juice rather than a smoothie, what you've done is you've taken away the roughage and all the goodness away from the drink, and you'll just be drinking this concentrated juice, which is a lot more sugar than anything else. And again, your body won't like it as much as if you had the whole smoothie with all the roughage, everything all in one, and your body can process it and it's less harmful to the body. Alright, so smoothies are good. Try and have smoothies rather than juices, although juices are still better than having, I don't know, Coca-Cola or anything like that, okay? Alright, so more veg to your diets. Now the reason why I say that is because when my mum was in hospital quite a lot, the dietitian would come in and say, look, you need to add more vegetables to your diet, and they would have this sheet. On this sheet, half the plate would be full of vegetables, and that would be piled high of lettuce, salads, green and leafy vegetables, as well as things like broccoli and sprouts and cabbage and red cabbage. In fact, it's really important to eat the rainbow. Now, if you are going plant-based, try your best to have as much tomatoes and carrots, different colors on your plate. That means you're going to be getting all the nutrients that you need. Back to the dietitian, they would show my mum this chart, and they would always have half a plate of vegetables, and then the carbohydrates would be as big as your fist, and the protein would be the size of half of your fist. And the dietitian would say this is what your typical meal should look like. So that's the sort of guide really. So 1 day being all day plant-based, 2 days, and then 3 days, and then 4 days, and then 5 days. Again, if you fall off the wagon and find yourself eating a burger, don't stress it. Rome was not built in a day. So that's our third tip on how to start to become plant-based or vegan. Number 4 is start to introduce nuts, seeds, lentils, beans into your diet, because that's what's going to replace your meat-based food. And you can do that with soya beans. You could have chili con carne and have beans and soya mince with it. You can also have walnuts and mushrooms. So if you want to make mince, you could get walnuts and mushrooms and mush it all together and then fry it up like you would normally fry up your mincemeat. That recipe is a really great alternative to mince. If you're going to have shepherd's pie, if you're going to have chili, that is an absolutely great way of kind of replacing the meat with other substitutes. So when you start becoming plant-based, people will be going, oh my God, where are you going to get your protein from? If you stop eating animals, oh my God. They'll be saying that to you. And this is what I normally say. The meat that you normally eat, chicken, lamb, ducks, cows, all of those animals, they don't eat other animals, do they? Where do they get their protein? They get their protein from grass, from vegetables, and from fruit. So you are doing that. You are cutting out the middleman or cutting out the middle animal. That's what you're doing. You do need to eat lots and lots more fruit and vegetables, just like those animals, so that you get all the nutrients. Remember, eat the rainbow. And the next tip is start to eat more whole grain rice, whole grain pasta, whole grain bread. Okay, and another tip is to start introducing beans, chickpeas, lentils to your diet. Remember, you're beginning to replace the chicken and all the other meat with something else. There are some great recipe books out there. I have an ebook which has some great recipes. However, there's some fantastic recipe books out there where you can start trying to cook much more plant-based food. Now, we did talk about the fact that people are going to say, where are you going to get your protein from? And you're going to say, I'm going to get my protein from the same place the cows and the chickens get them from. And people are worried and say, well, I do get it also from my nuts and my beans, as well as the vegetables and the dark green leafy veg. Now, dark green leafy vegetables are a really great source of calcium and vitamin B. So again, you will definitely have all the nutrients that you need when you become plant-based. Now I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is that a lot of these fast food shops, Burger King, McDonald's, Subway, oh gosh, Burger King, McDonald's, Subway, all of those places, they are all now doing their own vegan burgers, sandwiches, chicken, etc. Now, if you're going plant-based and you're new to it, it is easy and understandable and of course acceptable if you're going to go and reach for that kind of food if you want to go plant-based. However, it is still fast food and all those foods are made synthetically, so it's still got a very high concentration of salt, sugars, fats that are not good for you. So you won't feel healthier because they're still being processed in a way that is not healthy for you. However, on your journey towards being plant-based, it's understandable, do your thing, try it. However, I'm sure you're also going plant-based because you want to be healthy. So don't forget to start trying all these great recipes out there. It's really easy to cook plant-based. It is the best. If you're going plant-based, you don't have to be in the kitchen for hours and hours and hours because it is so much easier to cook. So those are my suggestions if you want to go plant-based. But remember, take it easy, nice and slow. If you want to become plant-based forever, then take your time. And if you do end up eating meat or dairy products, it's fine. Jump back on the wagon if you fall off the wagon. Of course, there's some great nut milks out there to replace cow's milk. But remember, as I said, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So being plant-based, it's a great life. You'll feel healthy. You'll feel much happier. So often when you eat lots and lots of meat, you often feel like you've got brain fog. You don't know why, you can't think clearly. Once you go plant-based, you'll have clarity. empty. You'll feel lighter. You might get pimples and spots because your body's detoxing. Your body's getting used to the new you. After a while, you'll find that your skin will improve, your hair will grow, you've got beautiful teeth, your nails are much stronger, especially if you eat the rainbow. Lots and lots of water as well is really, really important. Any diet, whatever diet you're doing, if you treat your body well, your body will treat you well back. And going plant-based is part of that too. And if you're going plant-based, guess who else will be happy? The animals. Yes, they will be, because guess what? When you're eating those animals, not only eating their meat, you're also eating that trauma and fear that they experienced just before they died. Talking about nutrients, should we take supplements? Well, when you think about how, because of the industrial way in which food and vegetables and fruit are being produced, all the food that we eat does not have enough nutrients in it. So yes, I would always suggest a good supplement, whether you're a vegan or whether you're a meat eater, because in general, the food that we eat does not have the level of nutrients that it used to have back in the day. So a good supplement, good multivitamin. I'm not a doctor, but ask a professional about this, and they will surely advise you on what you should take to support and supplement your diet, whether you're plant-based or whether you are not. Eat the rainbow, guys. Eat the rainbow, lots of fruit and lots of veg. So now I hope that this week has been really informative. Next time I come back, I will talk with you in detail as to why I am a vegan, why I eat plant-based. I'll tell you a little bit of it now. Part of it was when my mum became a diabetic, I spent a lot of time in the hospital. And while I was in there, the doctors and the dietitians talked a lot about how our food affects us, how it affects our mood, how it affects our lifestyle. I slowly watched my healthy mum slowly deteriorate, and it was an awful thing to watch. Monday the 1st of March would make it 3 years that my mum passed, and when she passed she was in a lot of pain, and that was to do with her diet, it was to do with sugar, and it was to do with really lack of knowledge. And I was a vegan when my mum passed. I got really passionate about really making sure that people are aware that we have choices, that we should read the labels before we buy food, that we should be aware of what we eat. I wanted to journey with you, and we all together walk towards becoming much more healthier, living longer, living stronger. In fact, talking about living longer, I found out a couple of facts about going vegetarian or vegan or plant-based. So I read somewhere that if you became a vegetarian, you would live 10 years longer, and if you became a vegan or plant-based, you would live 15 years longer. Now, of course, it goes in conjunction with a whole list of other things: drinking lots of water, also stress. Stress is another silent killer, exercise, health, and of course your mindset. So here on this channel really is all about a healthy lifestyle. Anyway, I think I've talked enough today. I hope that you found this really interesting. If you do, please let me know, and I will see you next time for healthy vegan options. I'm your girl. I'm your girl. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. YouTube love it when you comment, and so do I. See you next time.